Hello kindergarteners! I'm back with 3 more stories to share with you guys. I hope you enjoyed the last video, and if you were able to do the activities that I shared, send them to me. Take a picture or a video. I would love to see them and love to see the things that you guys are working on. So today I have 3 new stories. I have The Foolish Tortoise, we have Mr. King's Castle, and we have One Magic Box. So I'll share these stories with you today, and then I'll also have another activity that goes along with them if you feel like you want to do that as well. It'll be good extra practice. So we'll start with The Foolish Tortoise. This one is by Richard Buckley and Eric Carle. I wonder what this story is going to be about. The Foolish Tortoise. A tortoise, tired of being slow, impatient to get up and go, took off his large and heavy shell and left it lying where it fell. "Hooray!" he cried, "now I've been freed to see the world at double speed." Though faster he was not express, and his protection was far less. So when he heard a hornet's drone, the tortoise crept beneath a stone. A hungry bird came swooping past. He looked so fierce and flew so fast. The tortoise hid behind some trees and felt quite weak behind the knees. There he is, hiding behind a tree. "I don't feel safe. There's too much risk. If only I could be more brisk." He headed for the riverbed. A fish swam up. The tortoise fled. Along his way our hero went and almost had an accident. A snake with open jaws slid near. The tortoise backed away in fear. A hare, a hound, a horse raced by. So rapidly they seemed to fly. The tortoise gasped, sat Google-eyed. "I'll never be that quick," he sighed. He wandered on, the sun rose high. "I wish I had more shade," he cried. A sudden thunderstorm swept in and soaked the tortoise to the skin. The wind rose up, and soon the breeze was bending branches in the trees. The tortoise shivered. "Now I'm cold. I wish I hadn't been so bold." There he is. "I think I've lost the urge to roam. I think it's time that I went home. Without my shell, I don't feel right." So when his shell came into sight, there's his shell. He climbed back in and said, "Good night." There he is sleeping. The end. That was a good book. That's probably a good book to read before you're about to go to sleep. The next one we'll read is called Mr. King's Castle. Mr. King's Castle. Mr. King lives on top of a big hill. He wants to build himself a big castle. Mr. King likes big things. Chop, chop, chop. Mr. King starts chopping off blocks to build his castle. He is too busy to notice the big holes he's leaving behind. Chop, chop, chop. Mr. King's friends come running. "What is that noise? What are these holes? What are these blocks?" Mr. King is too busy to hear them. Block by block, bit by bit, his castle is getting bigger and bigger. Mr. King chops until there's nothing left to chop and builds until there's nothing left to build with. Then he stops and proudly looks out the window. There isn't much of a view," says Mr. King. There's nothing to look at. He chopped it all up. Down below, his friends are grumbling. "What happened to the hill?" ask Bert and Tex. "What happened to my favorite napping spot?" asks Harriet. Where are all the flowers? Wonders old Jim Elk. What happened to the grass I eat? Asks PJ. And where is our secret stash of nuts? Cry Skit and Scat. One by one they gather under the castle window. Everyone is staring at Mr. King, and suddenly he feels very small. Uh-oh, that was a big mistake, he says after a while. Maybe I should put everything back. Yay! All his friends jump up to help. Together they start taking down the big castle, block by block, bit by bit. And block by block, bit by bit, they put everything back like it was before. Well, almost like it was before. There's one piece left, says Mr. King, but I don't see where it fits. What shall we do with it? After whispering to the others, Tex says, "Close your eyes, we have an idea." When Mr. King opens his eyes, his friends sing out, "Surprise!" Wow. Tonight, in his small castle, Mr. King is going to have a big party. Wow. That was nice of his friends. Alright, the last story we have is called One Magic Box. A book about numbers. I wonder what's inside this magic box. One night, with no one in sight, a box fell from the sky. It was a very unusual box with 2 locks. 1, 2. Out for a walk, 3 odd socks found the box. 2, 3. Soon along came 4 policemen who inspected the box again and again. 2, 3. And after that, 5 big monsters that didn't match sat on the box to make it hatch. 1, 2, 3. Later, 6 keys came by and tried to unlock its locks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next, 7 lumberjacks lumbered up and attempted to saw the box in half. Then, 8 feathers tickled the box and tried to make it laugh. Followed by 9 woodpeckers that attacked the box with their beaks. Ten flying saucers that hovered over it for a peek. $11 balloons that floated near and lifted the box into the sky. $12 butterflies that watched as it went gliding by. Then the box sailed over 13 fat acrobats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And landed on a clown wearing 14 hats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, "My boy, fancy that," said a figure who suddenly appeared. "That's my missing magic box, with the 15 magic stars and magic locks." And with a wave of his hand, the box opened on command. Let's count the stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Then, this thin figure, whose name was Count Magic, jumped in, followed by the clown with 14 hats, plus 13 fat acrobats, and 12 butterflies, 11 balloons, 10 flying saucers, 9 woodpeckers, 8 feathers, 7 lumberjacks, 6 keys, 5 big monsters, 4 policemen, 3 odd socks, and 2 locks. Until all that was left was the one magic box. The end. That was a pretty cool magic box. It reminds me of the song that we used to sing in the class about our 10 fat sausages. Remember that song? I'll start it, and then let's see if you can teach the song to your families at home. Ready? 10 little, not little, fat. 10 fat sausages sizzling in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. 10, take away 1, you have 9 left. 9 little sausages sizzling in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. 9 minus 1, you should have 8 left. So I'll let you continue the song. You can teach that to your families at home. And I will see you again next time for story time. Thank you for joining me. I miss you, I love you, and I will see you soon. All right, bye.